Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us here at our Healers Talk Mondays now. And today we are going to be talking about the energy of water. I always love this is actually what got me into energy was discovering Dr. Emoto's water studies and the research around it. So I love this topic anyhow. My name is Anuschka. I'm an empowerment health coach and energy healer.
Hello, and I am Jacob Moya, and I am also a healer and a researcher of all things energy. Well, it's a very interesting topic, the one that Anuschka chose for this session, because we are full of water, right? Our body, our brain, without water, we cannot function. And it's very, very interesting, very important to understand how water works and the energy of it. And this is just part of a research that I started. I never finished it though, because I got into many other things and it was like a side thing for me. But the hypothesis was that the main reason why we hold inside of us emotions is because the water is like an sponge that attracts all things energy. So if you bring all that energy inside of you and we are full of water, that emotion can be living inside of you unless you choose to release it, right? And it's because it gets attached to the water molecules. Anuschka was mentioning the Dr. Emoto's work. The book it's a very thin book, but it's amazing.
A lot of images, actually.
Not just the images, but the wisdom, because everybody most of the time goes for the images and the different languages and the different music and how affect the crystals. But he also brings all this information about how water is such a rare element, because the capacity they have for transferring itself into all three different states, right? Into gas, into a liquid, and into solid. And then how it changed because like for example, one of the things that he was checking in his studies was that for us it's natural, right, that the for example on the lakes when they frozen is just frozen on the top but not the whole thing. But any other element on the earth, if you change the temperature, it changed completely, it's the whole thing. So the way that it the water transfer heat, it's different. The way that it transfers sound is different, and the way that it transfers energy is different, because like we're saying, absorbs the energy. I have a sidekick where I rent and sell these water systems that bring minerals, transform the regular tap water into alkaline water, basically, and it puts minerals on it. And when I was doing my research, I have at the Holistic Center where I work a machine that measures the pH on everything. It's not just water, it's everything, every single thing. You can put urine, you can put blood, you can put whatever you want, and it will check the pH levels. And I said, well, what happened, because we also have these big fancy water purifiers that it was what everybody was drinking, right? And for me, I always bring my water because I wanted to have minerals on it. And they asked me, well, why you need the minerals to bring the minerals into the water? So we run a test and we put this very clean filtered water into a container. And then we add mineral rocks, and we measure the time that it changed that it took to change the pH level. And it was impressive, like 10-15 minutes, and boom, the pH was completely on the opposite end. So that led me to understand the water is like a sponge, right? Now, when I started my channeling work, and I started developing myself and all that good stuff, and I was taking classes, one of the very first exercises that they taught me, that I've been doing since, is to have a glass of water with a little bit of water in my nightstand. Like let's say I would say like an inch, most couple inches of water when I go to sleep. And I know it's sometimes it's hard to believe all these things, right? But if you believe in all that stuff, in the channel, and how you receive information, all that stuff, right? I'm gonna tell you the exercise as it was given to me.
I just want to put in there, like, belief is like the most important thing. Having that belief and faith is really key in all this too. So that's why,
yeah,
whether or not you believe it, I get it. But, and I'm going to share something around that afterwards, but I just want to put that out there since you mentioned belief.
Yeah. And the thing is that we talked about this before, and it's the situation about the higher chakras. It depends on where you are living your experience, right? If you're living on the physical, or you're living on more open to the energetic, right? So it's we will go there, but it's gonna be like a rabbit hole again, you know. But the thing is that if you believe in all that stuff, I was receiving the information, and they were telling me that while we are asleep, our consciousness, and this is actually, we talked about Joe Dispenza last talk, and we were talking about all his research, and on his research he can check the different waves that your brain goes when you go into a relaxed state, including the process of going to sleep, right? And how your subconscious mind opens. Well, at that energetic level, they were telling me that that's when we work in other planes. You know, we work energetically inside of us, and that is the reason why your body enters into not a repair state when you are going through the sleep, right? So for the doctors, it's repair at the physical level. But for the shamans and all that energetic world is also the spiritual healing, right? And the things that you believe and you don't believe. And I was told that when you are open to these things and you're asking for help to the universe to help you to heal something or whatever, you know, they usually work with you when your consciousness is at that level, because of the wave patterns in your brain. You are receptive. But they can only work at an energetic level with you. So it's like vibrational stuff. But then if you have water next to you in your nightstand, the water will receive and get impregnated with all this information. And then you can grab your glass of water in the morning and just open yourself up to receive that inside of you, so it can work at the physical level as well.
And
you know, and
why
this
you do it for our meditations, which we have this evening, right?
Yeah, like, we always have the water, exactly. Yeah. And the people that work with me for awakenings and that kind of thing, this is an exercise that I always give it to them. You know, you have to go through the put your glass of water and go through the exercises, and I give it to them since the beginning. Most people stop doing it, but believe me, I've been doing it for a while, 20 something years, 25, 26 years, I don't know how many years, and it's been keep giving me, you know. So it's something that is part of me already. But the thing is that Dr. Emoto discovered how all these things work, you know, and how they actually affect us, you know, because he was mentioning in his studies, checking the water, how when something like the Iraq war, the Gulf War happened, you know, and he was in Japan, right? It's like almost, well, not the opposite end, but it's very, very far away. And and how the measurements on the river that he was usually taken changed, because there was a conflict going on in another part of the world. It changed the vibration of everything. He also had this study about the monks praying to a lake that was contaminated. And the beautiful thing about that is that they were able to not only change the vibration of the water, as he can pretty much photograph on the what is called on the microscope, but also he had this situation where he can notice physically the water getting more clear as they were working on it. So that can tell you how important water is. Now, what I understand is that we need.
Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, water in itself, beyond like our body being like 70%, different parts of our body, right? Even right, like being.
Yeah.
I think the brain is like 70+%, and lung is like 80 something.
More is yeah.
When you even go bigger, right? Look at the planet itself. The majority of the planet is water.
Yes.
That's like another whole piece of it.
And it's beautiful because another of the Emoto experiments that this is something that I want to try, but you guys can start trying it, is that he put pictures of sunrises next to his water, next to his drinking water, and it changed the vibration.
So and now birds, that was the other. So that's the part that this is what fascinated me. But yeah, finish and then I'll speak to.
But the thing here is that my hypothesis was that if we hold to the emotions based on the water relations inside of our body, and this is the reason why these emotions get stuck in our organs and so on and so forth, it was like, what happens if we start preparing water, with good vibrations and meditation and so on and so forth, and bring it over with the intention of changing the vibration of the water inside of us. Because notice this, and this is why it's important. When you drink water, like very purified water, like the one that we had at the center, we have a massive thing that filters everything. Well, when I saw that water under the microscope, it was completely flat. There's nothing. And when I use mineral water, you can see the minerals. It's like crystals, like small crystals all over the water. But the thing is that if you drink that water inside of you, and the water acts as a sponge and absorbs minerals very, very fast, guess what? If you don't have the minerals when you're bringing the water in, the water is going to get it out of your system. It's going to suck the minerals out of you because that is part of a natural composition of the water. All natural things go through a saturation period. Like for example, if you like to drink beer, the first beer, you're probably going to get it okay and so on and so forth. You get it on your stomach and that's okay. But after the second, you start going to a restroom very often, right? Because your body got to the point where it's saturated and it can no longer take more. If you're taking vitamins and you're taking more than you need, the body's only going to take what it needs, and the rest is going to be discharged through your urine or through your sweat, right? And the same goes for everything, body on all natural things. Like if you see when it's raining and you have a garden, you're going to see that at the beginning, the water is getting absorbed by the grass or the plants or the dirt. But at one point, it's going to stop absorbing because reach saturation period, and then it starts like not taking anything, right? So the idea here is that
salts, right? I remember in elementary school, I think we would do these different tests to see sodium, right, with water, and how, like, if there's a certain amount, or sugar, even whatever that may be, where it's like there's only so much that it can actually mix with water where it fully dissolves, and if there's too much, then you see extra salts or sugar still remaining in the water, right? So it's like a whole nother.
I never done that exercise, but I would love to see it. You know, if
Yeah,
you can
try it.
replicate that one, it will be amazing because then we can show it to the people. It's
Mhm.
beautiful. It's beautiful
Yeah.
because that saturation period is very important. When it comes to water, it's very important because, like I said, you need to saturate the water before it goes in. And not only with minerals when you're taking mineral water, but also with intentions, with energy. You know, you need to saturate it with it because if not, it's gonna bring whatever inside of you and it's gonna create an effect. You
Yeah.
know, and that's the thing. I mean, so I don't want to miss what Anushka was going to share, so I'm gonna ask
Oh
her
no, no,
to share
this is awesome
what she was gonna
information.
say.
I love it. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like just to add to this piece of it, because energy, we don't see it, right? So we don't see energy. And that's why this whole salt, I feel like the salt experiment would be a great one because it's something that we actually can see, and energy works the same way. It's just not visible to the human eye. And like when I got introduced to Dr. Emoto, I don't know how to pronounce his name,
uh,
Emoto's work, I was so blown away. And I remember I first saw these images. I saw the different, because apparently what he believes in and what he says is that speech and thoughts and images affect water. So all those
yes,
experiments he did with, like what you expressed, but then he actually would take these different waters and bottles, and he would put words and whatnot around. Like one of them, he would put like beautiful and all the high vibing words
yeah,
around it.
yeah,
Same setting, right? So no difference. Same lighting, same setting, and all of it was the same. And
yeah,
then the other one, it would be the opposite, like ugly, I hate you, like all those, right? So like I love you, I hate
yeah,
you. And the crystals were, and then he would freeze it, and then he would look at them
yeah.
in a microscope, and
Oh, maestro, yeah,
it was just so fascinating. Like the ones that were the high vibing ones, they look like snowflakes, like these beautiful snowflakes. And the low ones, like the low vibrating words, all of them, they were just like little like splatters. And it was just
yeah,
insane how it really
right.
showed the different experiments. And one of the things I want to say around that, because I had someone that was like, well, I tried it and it didn't work. And I was like, yeah, but did you go into it being like it's not going to work, right?
Not just that. How you know it's the methodology is also very important. You know, you need to see how how are you doing, what is your baseline, because the thing is this, you know, uh, you have to use sensitive instruments to measure the difference, and we are a sensitive instrument. You know, when the people go through our meditation, they learn how to check their own energy centers at any time, you know, on their own. And that is something that they can try with the water, you know, before and after. And you feel it on yourself. Or you can
Mhm.
muscle test if you're sensitive enough with your hand. You know, you can put water in one water and then the other, you can feel the difference in your strength. And or a pendulum also works very
Right.
well as well. But that's the thing. I mean, because when someone tells me it doesn't work, it's like, okay, let's do it together. Let's find
Right.
out,
Exactly.
because I also want to learn. You know, want to learn.
Definitely. And I believe he had like a whole experiment with I don't know if it was like a grain or something, because this was like in the actual experiment that,
Otherwise,
or was it
yeah, yeah,
rice?
yeah,
Yeah, rice, where
yeah,
you
right, yeah.
see like one gets mold faster. I don't remember the details, because this is like when I first got into this like energy stuff was, I say back in 2015, maybe 2014. I haven't, it's been a while since I, like the book, by the way, it's called The Hidden Messages Within Water, right? That's the one I read when you saw the film. And I mean, I haven't read that in a while. And I remember looking at the experiments. So back then it was rice, and I don't know the details of it, but that it would be a
Yeah,
fun experiment to do, going into it neutrally. That's like
right.
right? Not having belief one way or the other. And yeah, like doing it with someone like Jacob or myself. And because I'd love to see it done too. I haven't done it.
Right. And now that you mentioned that, he have another experiment supplement that I would love to try that I haven't tried myself, and we can probably get together and with a group of friends and try it. That is paying attention to a cloud and then making it disappear just with your intention. And he says that it's on the book, and he says that it happens all the time, and that's the influence of your energy in a water source, because it's on a gas state, but it's water, So that's what he was trying to prove with that, and he mentioned that in the book. And I know I have it somewhere because it was impactful when I read it, and I said, yeah, I definitely want to give it a shot, but I never did. I got caught up in other things.
Yeah.
But that's important, And now, at a cellular level, water hydration is very important. It's extremely important. I can see on the microscope when I'm doing a live blood test that I can see the cells there. If you don't have enough water, it's and oxygen, both things. It's a combination of both, but also water brings oxygen to the blood. So, but it's like your cells are just stuck. They don't move. And they can actually be on top of each other. They're like sticky. But when you are drinking water and you are hydrated, it's like they are just swimming around, and it's important that they are swimming around, because every time that you eat something goes into your stomach and it gets break down, and then from there it goes into your bloodstream, and they're like stars in the skylight, it's like little dots, and that is the food, and your cells need to be over there just swallowing and taking them. So they need to be able to move freely to go to the places where there's food on a healthy person, So it's interesting stuff. And yeah, water is very important. Another thing that is very important, guys, is don't take your water and glug, 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 and think that you are set, because what's gonna happen is the saturation that we were talking before. Your body's gonna take like a third or even less than that, and it's gonna use it, and the rest is just gonna be flushed out of your system. You need to be consistent, drinking consistently, and through all the day.
Smaller water bottle now. And speaking of that, I actually want to but I have a smaller one now because it actually forces me to go and fill it up more so than needing to having like this big one, because I'll do that when I'm like thirsty. I'll chug a bunch, but I feel like this allows me to have it throughout the day, and that I feel like. But this water bottle, I know you're not into crystals, Jacob, that much, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway.
But affect the water.
But I have actually. So here's the interesting thing. These are crystals. I know it's not probably the easiest to see, but these are crystals, and this is tiger's eye, and I believe, oh my gosh, I forget the name of the black one, but the whole thing, each of them have different properties. Crystals have different properties. And I've been using these types of bottles ever since my brain tumor journey. Joanna is the one that introduced me to these types of water bottles. And like, for instance, when I first got into it, the ones that I got was rose quartz and amethyst, which was for wellness, right? So it was for healing and love and wellness. And I would notice like after 15 minutes of putting clean water in there, right? I would actually notice the difference in the taste of water.
Oh yeah, because it absorbs. Is the pH we were talking before.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's all of a sudden, because like the crystals, right? Like whatever properties they have, and I do clear them. I do make sure I set the intention to clear them and whatnot. And I notice that when my body gets used to it, I no longer taste the difference. But with these ones, I remember when I first, because this is a newer bottle, and I remember the taste was like, I'm like, oh, it's kind of like, I couldn't really put a name to it, but it was like, had like a sweeter taste to it than the water that I would drink from a glass, right? So this is another version of energies in water, right? Putting energy into water, and then
right
body, which then gets
energizing the water.
Yeah. So I didn't want to mention that.
Cool. No, love it. I in my case, I always have in my bottles, especially the ones carry in my car that I don't drink all the time out of them, unless it's like my reserve bottles, and I have mineral rocks on it,
Okay,
you
yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
they don't lose the minerals. And I don't even know if they're gonna lose it or not. I never try it, because in my case, I am one of those people that I don't go for what I read. You know, I try to find it for myself. You know, I try to experiment and see if it really happens. But I haven't had the time to go over that. And yeah, it's good stuff, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's something that you guys want to prepare. And like I said, I mean, one of the best ways for you to prepare your water in the mornings is through the meditation, going into a meditation, setting up your intention, and placing it into all those vibes into your water, you know, and so you can drink it through the day. So the thing here is that give it a shot, you know. It's like, come and join us in get into our meditation group, and have another tool that is going to help you. Because one of the things that I like is to provide you guys with things that you don't have to go outside or hire someone to do, that you can do yourself, you know. And during our meditations, we usually do a lot of healing, a lot of releasing, a lot of experiences of different things that can definitely help you to go deeper into different levels of awarenesses, and releasing stuff. So imagine if you have the intention of releasing past trauma that you are not even aware of through your meditation, and then afterwards drinking sips of water, having that water next to you while you're going to sleep, so you have an intention already, and then in the morning just drinking that healing water, you know, to
Hmm.
start your day. It will be amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And today we have a full moon energy.
Yes,
So
you do. I've been feeling it.
so so it's usually a very, very specific, very different when it comes to us, to the meditation. So
And it's
sometimes it
powerful.
helps, sometimes it hurts. So,
Either way, but
you
it's a
know,
powerful one. Every
but
time
it's
there's
but
a
it's a
full moon
powerful.
meditation, it's always a very powerful meditation. I mean, they all
Yeah.
are. And I feel like the ones that are full moon are even more so. I feel like the last time that we had a full moon one, I actually went so deep. That's the time I went so deep where I didn't even hear everybody coming back. And I think I went on for an extra 15,
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, and I came back and I'm like, where's everybody? Only Jacob's here.
I was
Yeah,
just waiting, making sure that
yeah.
you come back 100%.
Yeah, and it was a very powerful meditation. And I remember that was a really good week thereafter. We really recommend it for those of you that are pulled to join. It's only $20. We do it every
Yes.
Monday. And now that we do have a new month coming up, we also offer a $50 discount rate for those that want to come every week. So that way you have some savings around that as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Definitely, guys, want to check it out. And it's like she says, it's only an hour, 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific. And we are here, you know, we are here most of the time. It's very rare that we skip it for one reason or another.
Mhm.
But most of the times we are here, and we would love to have you with us.
Absolutely. And it's not just meditation in that hour, by the way. There's also a beautiful routine and exercise that Jacob guides everyone through, which will you can take on in your own daily life to release negative energy, to balance your chakras, clear your aura, and really reset your body for meditation, for your day, or for anything in your life. It's really
And
powerful.
you can experience the changes. That's what I
Oh,
like, you
yes.
know, that you can experience the changes right away, you know, before
Mhm.
and after the exercise. You can see how your body is balanced after the exercise. on yourself, it's no one producing it to you, it's on yourself. So that's the thing,
we guide you to actually check your own chakras, and that's how you determine if when one is out of balance. And then after the routine, you check it again, and you'll notice the difference within your own body, which is really cool.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Well, so that's what we have for you guys today.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. And
take care of your water.
The water energy, and Dr. Masaru Emoto, EMOTO, however that's spelled, however that's pronounced. It's just fascinating. Even if you just look at the images, like you'll see these beautiful crystals, and then you'll see this like splattered other ones when it's the lower vibrations. Even what blew me away was the heavy metal one, because I always feel that one, and I always, my husband loves heavy metal music at times, and I can't listen to it for more than like 5 seconds because my whole instinct just like get angry. Like I can just sound like, oh my god, I can't. And so after I saw that, I was like, I knew it. I knew that it was like an angry type of like vibration, and it's necessary for those that are wanting to get there and wanting to get their anger out. Yes, I get that, right? And for me, I'm just no. It's just interesting. So if you're interested in learning more about it, you can go do your own research around it.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have you with us. And feel free to contact Anuschka, contact me with any questions. We can always expand on it.
Yes, absolutely. And Lisa on Instagram says, thank you. You're so welcome, Lisa. Thank you for joining us here.
Thank you, definitely. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.